What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. We are going to try to make a couple of videos outside here while the weather holds. As has been the case recently, the interior of my home, where I usually make my videos, has been taken over by Women Carry Knives, who is working from home part-time, which of course is fine because we need to take care of each other in these trying times. But for now, what I'd like to do is see how much video we can get taken care of out here in the wild, as it were. Now, as you can see, there are some sizing issues. We have a very small outside table. We're doing the best we can. So let's see what happens, shall we? On the table in front of us is a new knife to me, although it is not a new knife by any stretch of the imagination. This is the ZT-0462 Sinkovich design. I've had the opportunity to play with these before, but never own one. Recently, ZT decided to do away with their MAP pricing rules, and so Smoky Mountain Knife Works had this on sale for one heck of a deal, and so I decided to close out that one missing piece in my collection. So here we are. This knife is, and has been since the first time I held one at a buddy's house. Oh, hey, look, the sun came out. Has been a real favorite. Man, that glare is going to be a problem, isn't it? Well, we're going to keep swinging and see what happens. It's just a fantastic pocket knife. It really is. And, you know, hang on just a second, guys. It has one of those designs that just lends itself to both everyday carry and, of course, being very, very cool. Now, this one, as you can see, I think, in the sun, has got red carbon fiber in it. I'm actually going to go ahead and order a micarta scale for this that I found online and see how that works out, because red really isn't my color, but this knife is definitely my kind of knife. Let's take a look at what you get. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches of cutting on the CPM 20 CV blade. The overall knife is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches long. Grip space from just behind the flipper tab is 1, 2, 3, 4¼ inches. This is a big, beautiful knife, and I very much love it. The action, this is right out of the box today, but I'm able to do the review because, as I said, I have handled them and played with them before. I even carried one for a while that belongs to a friend of mine. The action on these things is superb. Now, there is no liner on the carbon fiber scale side, which helps with weight. Unfortunately, I don't have my scale out here with me today. I am working on that. But let's do some size comparisons, just so we know what we're looking at. For a small knife comparison, here's our returning old friend, the Benchmade Bug Out. As you can see, the ZT is considerably larger. For our mid to large size knife comparison, we're going to do what is essentially the full size Griptilian, but in this case is the Ritter Hogue. And as you can see, if we line up the tips of the blades here, you get a almost a full inch more knife in the ZT, and you do get a lot more cutting surface too. Now, it is a relatively short blade, and what I mean by that is, it's just not tall, which means it doesn't come down to exactly a razor's edge. In fact, far from it. This is not a very, very thin edge back here, but it is still a really good cutter. I know I picked that up when I had the opportunity to carry one a while back, and that is one of the primary reasons that I wanted to have one in my collection. They are attractive, they are fun, and they just do the job really well. Man, that glare is something else. Sorry about that, guys. They make a couple of versions of this. They make one that is black carbon fiber. They make one that is all titanium. I would have really liked to have gotten a hold of the all titanium one, but that was not in the cards. It has no lanyard hole, as you can see, which is almost a little unusual for ZT. It has a stamped, well, it feels like a stamped pocket lip. It is in fact titanium. I'll be replacing this as well with something a little more deep carry. Also, the ramp down here isn't really good, but it is soft enough that you can just give it a little lift and slip it in and out of the pocket very easily. The backspacer is G10, and it has a little bit of jimping back here, which is relatively smooth, but it does make the knife fit into the palm a little better. This is very, very, very comfortable, and I really enjoy that about ZT. One of the things about older ZTs in particular, especially these larger ones, is that they were not afraid to try interesting things. And have they ever in this? If you get an opportunity and you like this Persian style blade, knife at least, if you get the opportunity to get one of these in hand, I really recommend it. It is very stabby, if that's your kind of thing. It isn't really mine, but it might be yours. In a hammer grip, reverse hammer grip, it is very comfortable. It is very comfortable to hold this way for push cuts, and because there's nothing that gets in the way of the cutting path at all, I mean, the way the blade is shaped, if you start too low, you are going to run into the scale a little bit. But if you move up a little bit, it pushes right through material with no problem. It is excellent for draw cuts. I like this thing. You can choke up this way very, very comfortably if you want to do controlled draw cuts for fine work. You know, it's funny, we always use that phrase, for fine work. I don't do that. But some of you might, and if you do, this is a good knife for you. Now, if you have very small hands, for instance, this is not a knife for women carry knives, but the 0460, which is a small version of this, is, in fact, a knife for people with smaller hands. It's too small for me, but this one is perfect. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap that up now. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know I've enjoyed getting this and adding it to the collection. I again apologize for the strange circumstances out here on the mat. We will see how this video looks. Thank you so much for your time today. If you have any questions about this ZT or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.